परमहंस परिव्रजा चक्राचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिष्यों देवांगेश ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय।
नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय।
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय।
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
जय।
मथुरापुरी वृंदावन धाम की
जय।
गंगा माई जमुना माई की
जय।
भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की
जय।
श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्णा।
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
हरि हरि बोल।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Today we are reading Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 3. Nidraya riyate naktam vyavayena chavavayah दिवाचार्थे हया राजन कुटुंब भरणेन वा निद्रयार्यते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वावयः दिवाचार्थे हया राजन कुटुंब भरणेन वा निद्रयार्यते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वावयः दिवाचार्थे हया राजन कुटुंब भरणेन वा. Please recite.
निद्राया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वावया दिवाचार्थे हया राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा. कृष्ण.
निद्रया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यववायेन च वावया दिवाचार्थया राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा.
हरे कृष्ण. निद्राया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वावयाः दिवाचार्थे हया राजन् कुटुम्ब भरणेन वा.
हरे कृष्ण. निद्राया हृदयते नक्तं भयायेन च भाभया दिवाचार्थे हया राजन् कुटुम्ब भरणेन वा.
निद्रया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वावया दिवाचार्थे हया राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा.
Anyone else would like to say it? All right, so I'll start now. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena chavavaya दिवाचार्थे हया राजन् कुटुम्बा भरणेन वा. Synonyms: निद्रया, by sleeping, ह्रियते, wished, Naktam, night. Vyavayena, sex indulgence. Cha, also. Va, either. Vaya, duration of life. Diva, days. Cha, and. Artha, economic. Hiya, development. Rajan, O king. Kutumba, family members. Bharnena, maintaining. Va, either. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: the lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The present human civilization is primarily based on principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and earning money in the day and spending the same for family maintenance. Such a form of human civilization is condemned by the Bhagavad school. Because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul, the whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of matter. The knowledge concerning this is called Atma Tattva. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis or fruitive laborers, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, that is the jnanis, yogis and devotees, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. The karmis are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva knowledge, and as such their life is spent without spiritual profit. The human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and hogs. It is especially meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and the miseries thereof. So the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and by laboring hard in the daytime to accumulate wealth. And after doing so, they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. The materialistic way of life is described here in a nutshell, and how foolishly man wastes the boon of human life is described as follows. Om Ajnanatimiradasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maham Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Utapadikamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajim Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarne Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurattushe Nama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhuve Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kantanuste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Surya Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivind Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So one more time we'll read the verse. Nidraya Hriyate Naktam Vyavayena Chavavaya Diva Chartheshiha Rajan Kutumba Bharanenama. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or maintaining family members. So here, Sukdev Goswami is answering the question posed by the Parikshit Maharaj. So generally, to understand the answer, we first need to understand the question. And I'm sure like we have already gone through the question. So just a reminder, we'll read the question one more time to understand what Parikshit Maharaj actually asked. And like whether Sukdev Goswami is answering that question like or not, and how extent he's going through. So I'll just repeat one time the question asked by Parikshit Maharaj. So please note it down. This is our life and soul. This is a basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. The question posed by Parikshit Maharaj. These questions, what Parikshit Maharaj posed in the beginning, is the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. On that basis, Sukdev Goswami recited the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Now the question is here, Atha prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasya yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha. So here, Sukdev Goswami, like Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, Atha prachami. So before that, we know the past time what happened to Parikshit Maharaj. He was cursed by a child Brahmana who was, like not very, very intelligent, but he misused his power and cursed Parikshit Maharaj, a very severe curse that he will die after 7 days by the bite of a snake bird named Takshaka. So after hearing that, when Parikshit Maharaj heard that I have been cursed by Shringi of this very, very terrible, very, very dangerous curse, is going to take my life. So what exactly his reaction was? He immediately thought, this actually happened good for me, because I was too much involved in family life. I was too much involved, attached to my post. I was a king. So Krishna must have given me this an opportunity in my life to renounce, to give up everything. This is the quality of devotees. When something like this come in their life, they do not basically like blame Krishna that why you are giving me this. Rather, they will see, well, this, how can I use this opportunity to progress in spiritual life? This is attitude. So Parikshit Maharaj took this opportunity and see what good I can get out of this incident, and he immediately decided to leave the kingdom. Even though he was very young at that time, he was not very old, he was very young. So he immediately decided to leave the kingdom, gave it to his son Janmeja, and he came out and sat on the bank of Ganga, and he decided to fast till death. Amran Anshan means like not eating anything and not drinking anything till he died or till he leave the body. So he's in that situation. So just think about a person who is about to die in 7 days, and he is sitting there and he has a question, and this question that he's asking, Atha prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasya yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha. So he's saying, hey, my Guru Maharaj, because he accepted Sukdev Goswami as Guru Maharaj, he's saying that you are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection of all persons, especially for one who is about to die. So he's saying, Prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum. You are the topmost guru of all the yogis. So Purushasya yat karyam. So this line is very important, which is basically mentioned here. Purushasya yat karyam. What is the duty of a person who is about to die? Because next line it says Mriyamanasya sarvatha. And what is the duty of a person in all circumstances? Perfection for all persons means all circumstances. Doesn't matter whether he die or not. Maybe a child, maybe young boy, a young person, like an old person, or person who is about to die. So he's asking question that what is the duty, or what is the thing a person should do in all circumstances, and especially you tell what is a person who is about to die. So this question is very clear. Like, so he's asking about the duty of all human beings. Purushasya, right? What a person will do when they get a human form of life, so that they can get samsiddhim, they can get perfection. This is the question. So they want to get the he want to get the answer for what is the duty of a person or a human being in all circumstances, and what is the duty of a human being who is about to die in 7 days. Well, if you see, like, all of us are all the human beings, as soon as they take birth in this material world, they are on their path of death. It's a matter of time only. Somebody says, many people say that, we are all in the queue. So somebody's coming, somebody's time is coming, somebody is very early in the queue, somebody back in the queue. This queue, nobody want to jump. Other queue, everybody want to jump. If there is a queue, nobody want to go in the queue, they want to go first. But this queue of death, nobody want to go there. We are all in the queue, but we want to stay back. We don't want to go front. But we are all in the queue. So we are sure to die. Rather, Srimad Bhagavatam says that human means mritya. Mritya means who is sure to die. This human body, as soon as take birth, means there is a death is also sure. Because anything which takes birth, there is a death always, right? So here, Sukdev Goswami is saying that the people in this material world are mostly what? Grahamedi. In the previous verse, Sukdev Goswami mentioned about that. So here he's saying that what is the activity of common man in today's world? There are two types of people, we can say that devotee and non-devotee. If we divide like the whole society, commonly we can say that there is a section which are basically devotees who are very, very like small percentage, who are really interested in self-realization. And there are people who are non-devotee or like non-transcendentalist, who are basically mostly come in the category of Grahamedis. They are 90%, 99%, they are in that category. So what are their activities? Here, Sukdev Goswami is saying that Nidraya Hriyate Naktam Vyavayena Chavavaya. So in our human form of life, we have given certain years to live here in the material world, right? So in the time that we have, probably somebody is living 80 years, somebody living 100 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, doesn't matter. Like, so everybody have certain period of time, and in a day we have 24 hours. So in 24 hours here, Sukdev Goswami explaining what exactly a person does on like in the daytime and in the night time. So we have daytime and nighttime, 12-hour nighttime, 12-hour daytime, right? So first he's saying nighttime. What generally a Grahamedi or a common man does in the nighttime. So he's saying that Nidra Hiryate Naktam. The nighttime or 12-hour in the evening, from evening till morning, that was he spent, or it is taken away from that person by the force of sleep. Means a person wastes the time in sleeping. Now, if we say this word waste the time, people will say, argue, well, how can you say sleep is a waste? People say, well, sleep is basically if I don't sleep, I will not get refreshed. My body will be tired. By sleeping, we are getting energy so that we can work next day, right? But actually, except that, then what exactly we gain by sleeping? Sleep is considered in the mode of ignorance. Sleep we do basically because we eat too much in the daytime. And our body basically, like a material body, or whatever we have, goes into this sleeping, which is in the mode of ignorance. So this sleeping is actually a waste for human life. Suppose if somebody like Prahlad Maharaj says that, if somebody get 100 years of life, so 50 years he waste by sleeping. So means, so we cannot say he live 100 years. Actually, we say he live only 50 years. Somebody may argue like that. How can Prabhuji you are saying 50 years? But this is Prahlad Maharaj formula actually, but I can explain. So he's saying that, like, how can you say that 50 years is gone? Here, Sukdev Goswami answered that. He's saying that in the night time, a person sleep and waste the time. So, but nobody sleeps at as soon as 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the evening. Nobody sleeps at that time, because early morning people wakes up at 6 or 7. So 12 hours is there. How we can say that we are wasting whole night by sleeping? People generally sleep for 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, or maybe 10 hours, right? But he's saying that, okay, if you don't sleep, what do you do else? You indulge in sexual activity. Either you will sleep or you will do something like this sexual activity. Well, somebody may say that, well, nowadays, no, like, how can you do that? Now, there are a lot of other things, like people don't do this, like sexual activity, or they might not sleep. So if they will not do that, what they will do? They will be on social media. They will be either Instagram, Facebook, internet, phone, or watching TV, movies. They all consider sex indulgence. It's a subtle way of enjoying your lust. So, as I say, there are two types of people, devotee and non-devotee. If there's a devotee, he will use night time for progress of his spiritual life. But if he's not a devotee, it is sure that he's going to waste the time in sex and indulgence. That's Sukdev Goswami is saying. Either he will be sleeping or sex indulgence. Vaya vayena. Vaya vayena means like subtle or gross, both type of sex indulgence. So either they will basically enjoy sex physically, or they will basically mentally through the different platforms. This watching movies, watching sports, watching TV, or or social media, or drinking, or whatever like this. They just waste the time. So 12 hours is gone. Night time is gone for that person. So because what was the question? What was the question that Parikshit Maharaj asked to Sukdev Goswami?
What is the duty
Duty. So
of a person about to die?
So Sukdev Goswami said 12 hours is already gone. What is going to do? Night time is gone. So 50% life is already gone. He can't do anything, right? Now, daytime. So somebody say like, well, daytime is there. He can actually do a lot of things in daytime, right? Still there, 12 hours is daytime. So then he's saying that Divacha Arthi Shiharajan. In the daytime, he has a lot of passion. Since morning, he has a passion, lot of passion to earn what? To earn money. To earn money, dollars. Where is the dollar? Where is the dollar? Where is the dollar? Right? So as soon as a person get up early in the morning, he looks for money. Where is the money? Where is the money? Money. Srila Prabhupada says that, like in any animal kingdom, or in a forest, or in the morning, all the animals, when they get up early, in the morning, they look for food. First thing they do, look food. You might have seen that, right? The very first thing in the morning, all these birds, they go for food, right? Go here and there just to find food, isn't it? Their goal of life is to get food first. So they will go out and they look for food here and there. And human form of life, humans, as soon as they get up early in the morning, they look for money. Get up and then take car and then get some coffee and then say some other things and then go for money. Where we can get money? Come on. Like, Prabhupada say that like they are going in a car here and there, flying here and there, just for getting what? Just to earn money, just to get money. And in animal life, in animal kingdom, suppose if animal want food, right? So he go in the morning and he get a food. Once he get the food, he becomes satisfied and then he rests. He don't go more further. But this human is that he will not even want money for today. He was looking for money life day after day after day after day after to accumulate more and more and more and more and more and never get satisfied. Today they are making one house, tomorrow they are making another house, today they are putting the money in 401k plan, today they are money in another plan, this stock, putting the money in the stock, putting money here, they are buying new car, buying new home, buying new clothing, all those things. Right? So they are looking for money all the time. So the daytime, whole time gone in a economic development or getting money out of that. So somebody say, well, okay, 5 days, Monday to Friday, we have to work what we can do. Okay, we have to get money, right? Okay, you can work because there is a necessity. 5 days, like you can work 40 hours a week. Okay, but what about weekends? Weekends you can do something, right? Sukhdev Goswami says weekend they will spend time kutumb bharanenava. Weekend, as soon as weekend come, wife say, let's go to Hawaii, let's go to this cruise, or kids say like, okay, we have to go there, you know. Whole time weekend gone in so much of activity. So much of just kutum bharanenava. If you are a family member, you understand what weekend goes. People think that weekend means I should take rest, but there's no rest here actually. Weekends are more tiring. Weekends are more tiring. Like they are working like running Friday night and coming Monday morning and then take rest. Now, okay, now it's coming back to the office and rest. So here, Sukhdev Goswami is saying this is the reality of the life. Night goes either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, both gross and subtle. Daytime goes in either earning money or taking care of the family members. There are so many birthdays coming in the family, so many anniversaries coming in the family. If you are a big family, here family, kutumba means the bigger family, not just your own family. Means generally we see like husband, wife and children. Nowadays people are like think that life is the family smaller. But here kutumba means everyone, relatives, close relative, distant relative, friends, community, country. Kutumba means whoever you think that they are yours. A human, like in a human life, we think that because they are somebody who is related to my blood, like say for example, mother, father, wife, children, brother, sister, they are blood relatives, right? And then there are extended relatives, like we have like other relatives who are like in our family, and then we have friends, society. They're all considered like a kutumba. So whole time a person is working to maintain them. So this is what Prabhupada say, like Sukhdev Goswami is saying that 12 hours of night, 12 hours of day is already gone. What is going to do? And Parikshit, you are asking a question, what is their duty? So there is no space left, right? So here Prabhupada actually mentioned the purport. So let's go like how Prabhupada actually gives here. He's saying that the present human civilization is primarily based on principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night and earning money in day and spending same for family maintenance. So in crux, this is the today's society. 99.9% people are in this category. They are spending their night in sleeping and sex indulgence, and in the daytime they are earning money and spending money for the family. Such a form of human civilization is condemned by the Bhagavata school. So Sukdev Goswami is condemning this, like this is the lifestyle of a grammary. Now Prabhupada says that, so what is actually purpose? Sukdev Goswami is going to answer this question later, but Prabhupada is giving the purport, what is the duty. So here Prabhupada says that because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul, and the whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating spirit soul from the contamination of matter. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. Right? So that's the first instruction Krishna gave to Arjuna. So here, Srila Prabhupada said that what is human life? Human life is nothing but a combination of matter and spirit. Matter is basically nothing but the material energy, which is, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi rapo anulo vayu khammana buddhire vachaha ahankar ityam me bhinna prakriti ashtadha. So this matter is basically this eightfold energy, separate energy of Krishna. And we, the spirit soul. So when the spirit soul and the matter combine together, this is human life. So that's why Prabhupada said that human life is a combination of matter and spirit. As long as there is spirit, the matter came into action. So the human life, we see that this body works only when there is a presence of soul. When the soul leaves the body, so this body which is made up of matter doesn't work. It just deteriorates. And here Prabhupada says that the knowledge concerning this is called Atma Tattva. Atma Tattva means self-realization, knowing about who you are. So those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for sense enjoyment. So as I say, like two sections, again, devotees and non-devotees. The non-devotees, they are not aware of this knowledge. What is the knowledge? That they are the spirit soul. They think that they are the body, and their whole life is circling around how to maintain this body and how to maintain the relatives or friends or families who are related to this body. Here, Prabhupada said, such materialistic men are called karmis or fruitive laborers, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. So these materialistic people, they are looking for what? Their goal of life is to basically earn money, and so that they can enjoy. So these people are generally called karmis, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, so as I said, these are the level like karmis who are basically interested in sense gratification, but above the karmis, they are called transcendentalists. That is the jnanis, the yogis, and the devotees. They are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. So sex indulgence and spiritual life, they go separate, completely different. So if somebody is involved in somebody want to make progress in spiritual life, they have to completely give it up, the sex indulgence. But here, Sukdev Goswami is actually mentioning about people who are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva. Here Prabhupada says the karmis are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva knowledge. As such, their life is spent without spiritual profit. Means in their whole life, they are only looking for material profit. They are not gaining any spiritual profit because they are indulging daytime in earning money and taking care of family, and the night time they are sleeping, wasting their time. So the whole life is basically going waste. They are not really gaining any spiritual profit. And material profit, as we know, is not a permanent profit. Spiritual profit, which basically goes with us. And this is like very revolutionary statement, actually. I would say this statement of Srila Prabhupada is very revolutionary because coming from Srimad Bhagavatam, but not many people will accept this. Here Prabhupada says that human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development. So generally, like in a common society, people say that, well, you have to work hard. You have to really work hard. Study hard. Go to school, college, earn money, like get degree, and then go and work. And then if you go in an office, right, and if you work 8 hours a day, and then there is another person who is working 10 hours a day for the company, they will appreciate that person who is working more and earning more or giving more like time for the company, and they will give them more appraisal, more money, more reward, right? More appreciation, right? They appreciate your hard labor that you are putting in a material life, right? So here in material life, here, if you work very hard, they appreciate you. Oh my God, he's a very hard working person, right? He's working so hard. But just working hard will actually you gain something, like, there are many people who are working very hard, but what they are gaining, they're not gaining. The here Prabhupada says that, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of hawks and dogs. So normally people think that human life means working hard to earn money, to live here, But actually Bhagavata says that we should not spend much time in material maintenance. We should spend as less as possible. Just to maintain the body, we should work. The goal of life should be just to maintain the body and the soul together, so that we can actually make progress we can actually spend time in the spiritual development. So that's what Prabhupada said, that human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and the hogs. Here Prabhupada says it is specially meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and miseries thereof. So this material life, there's so many problems, as Bhagavad Gita explains, Janam Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukh Dosharu Darshanam. This material life itself is a problem. So, and then once you take in the material life, you will get 3 types of miseries: Adhyatmic, Adibhautik, and Adidevik miseries, which are coming out of this material life. So here Prabhupada says the formula or the solution is basically to come out from this human form of life and go back home, back to Godhead. For that, we should use this human form of life to make a solution to come out from this materialistic life. So as we say, like, there are this Janma is a problem, like birth is a problem, and from birth, as soon as a person takes a birth here, all these problems started after that. So this birth in the material world is the cause of our problem. And we should actually try, in human form of life, we should try to not take birth again. And how we can do that? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he actually gave the formula. Janam karam cha me divyam evam viveti tattvata tayaktva deham punarjanam nete mameti swarjuna. So Krishna is saying that if you know my janma and karma by tattva, by very well, then you will not take birth again in this material world. If there is no birth, there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no death. There is no Adhyatmic, Adidevik, Adibhautik, no miseries. So that's why Prabhupada says that misery is thereof. So the problem is the birth here. As soon as we accept a material body, as soon as we take this material body, problem starts. So we have to stop the root problem. What is the root problem? The birth here. So once we stop that, we don't take birth here, then all the problem will solve. But how we can stop birth here? That's the problem. how we can stop the birth here. So birth here is that we should actually give up the materialistic life. The life of cycle of this fruitive activities. This is this cycle where a person, when it takes a body, so in the body they perform activity which are some pious activity or some sinful activities, and then the result will be there, and because of that result they have to take body again, and in that next body again they will perform some activities. From that activity there is another reaction, and then from that reaction another body will come. So like that is cycle, is sansar chakra. So the only way to exit out of this sansar chakra is this human form of life. In this we can actually make spiritual progress. So that formula Sukdev Goswami is going to give later. Etavan sankhyoga bham swadharma parinishthaya janmalabha parapumsam ante narayanismat. Janmalabha parapumsam. Sukdev Goswami is saying that Janmalabha. We are going to read that verse like after 2-3 days there, but I'm just giving a hint here. Janmalabha parapumsam. What is the benefit of Janma here? The benefit of a human form of life is Ante Narayana Smriti. If we remember Krishna or Narayan all the time, Ante means in conclusion for everything. So here, let's move on. Prabhupada says that, so the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping in sex indulgence at night and by laboring hard in daytime to accumulate wealth. And after doing so, they try to improve standard of materialistic life. This is what we see like nowadays we are spending, or the society is spending so much time to live very polishly here. How they can actually live very nicely. All material comforts are available, Scientists are working day and night to give all sort of material comfort to this human body. Cars, air conditioned. If there is too much hot, there is air condition. If too much cool, there is a heating. There's a car, and we're going here and there. There's a plane. Everything is, people want, they are providing more and more materialistic facility for the human body. But that does not solve the problem of life, because this body is going to die. Body is going to give it up, and then after this, once this body will go, then they will get another body, definitely. So another body is also ready, because we have not made progress in spiritual life in this life. So next body is already there. But whether we'll get the human form of life or not, that is the question. With this human form of life, we can actually make progress. But while in other form of life, we don't have that facility to make that progress. Even though like those so many lives are there. We have 8,400,000 species of life. Out of that, this human form is very real. So this in human form life is why it's rare. Generally, we say like human form of life is very rare, because in this human form of life, we can get a devotee association, or we can make spiritual progress. So now let me wrap this up. So here, Sukdev Goswami answering the question of Parikshit Maharaj by first explaining that how a common man is basically wasting their time. Then he's going to answer the question is that the goal of human form of life, because that's what the question that Parikshit Maharaj asked, like what is the duty, how they can get perfection, and what a person should do. So ultimately, the second question, the second verse, which basically Parikshit Maharaj asked, that what a person should chant, what a person should hear, what a person should remember, what a person should worship, and what not. So that also basically Sukdev Goswami is going to answer this question going forward. All right, so let me stop here. And I see if anyone have any comment or any question on today's verse, or anything they want to comment.
Prabhu, thank you very much. I have a small doubt, Nowadays in Kali Yuga, people are working day and night because some of the jobs they have, they have to wake up in the night and they have to do all night working. So for that, like Prahlad Maharaj says, if you are living 500 years and if you are living 1,000 years, 100 years, then that is 50 years what you are saying. So 50 years goes in sleeping. But they're not even sleeping like that nowadays in Kali Yuga. So olden days, I don't know, but this Kali Yuga, I see my son and I see my son-in-law. They all night they wake up and then do talking to job-related things. They don't even go to bed. And morning again they get up and they go to office. So what kind of thing we have to decide for that?
So you are asking question to like, what is the solution of their life?
Uh-huh.
No, if they are not sleeping in the night, they are not sleeping in the day, then they are getting crazy. That's all.
I know. I know they are.
So,
Yeah.
it's not possible that they are not sleeping. They must be sleeping here and there, trying to putting there. But point is that what actually we need to understand what essence that Sukdev Goswami is saying. Sukdev Goswami is saying that sleeping means don't waste your life in mode of ignorance. That's the point. So, if you see, like all the great devotees, they used to sleep very less. Srila Prabhupada used to sleep hardly like 2 hours in the night maximum, and that too because just to take rest. You must have heard this term that Lord sleep. This is this Chaturmas and Lord is sleeping. We say that Shayan Ekadashi, but that sleeping is called Yoga Nidra. It's not called Nidra. It's called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra means even that sleeping is yoga. Means is for spiritual progress. So we see like in our Sampradaya, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they used to hardly sleep 1.5 hour or 2 hour, hardly in the night, hardly. Or some days they are not even sleeping. Haridas Thakur, he hardly used to sleep, right? He used to chant 3 lakh names every day, and he doesn't have time to even sleep for that. So sleeping is actually mode of ignorance activities, and all the transcendentalists, they avoid, they not to go in sleep. Even if you see in Bhagavad Gita, we say Arjuna is Gudakesha. In a Gudakesha that Srila Prabhupada explained, Gudakesha means who have conquered the sleep and who have conquered the ignorance, because sleep means ignorance. So in human form of life, we really don't need sleeping. But because our lifestyle is like that we are so much involved in the material activity that we have to sleep. And because of that, that's a waste of time. I have heard in lecture that somebody like Maharaj says that, well, sleeping means it's just a sheer waste of time because we really don't gain anything. Like spiritually, I'm sorry. Because when we say gaining means spiritual gain, material gain doesn't count. Materially, whatever we gain is going to lose. We are going to lose. See, materially, you might have built an empire. But what happened at the time of death? Everything will be gone. Mrityu sarvarasham. Krishna said, I will take everything away from you. Right? So materially, whatever we gain, we are going to lose. So that's why I don't call that as gain. Or scripture says that's not a gain. The real gain is spiritual gain. By sleeping, we are not getting any spiritual gain. Anything. So it's a waste of time. So we should minimize, as much as possible. We should minimize. And so if you're saying there's people nowadays, people are working in the night also. So they are working at night, but they are taking their rest sometime in the day, sometime here and there, which is more bad actually. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that a yogi or a person should actually maintain the daily schedule, at least the maintaining of sleeping or eating or doing any other activity should be maintained. Even for all of us, Srila Prabhupada has given like we should sleep as less as possible, but get up early in the morning and try to involve in like the spiritual activities. So, and Prabhupada's example, but we are not like Prabhupada. We are not like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, that we can sleep 1 hour or 2 hours and then we can maintain that. But at least we should try to minimize, and not to do too much hard work. Actually, main problem is that people work too hard in their daytime and eat too much. When you eat too much and you work too hard in the daytime, you definitely have to take rest a lot. So that's why the Srimad Bhagavatam says that human life is not meant for hard labor for material developments. So if somebody is working very hard for economic development or in daytime, that's not recommended. Human life is meant for self-realization. Human life is meant for tapasya. As Lord Rishabdev says that this human life is meant for tapasya, austerity. So that austerity has to perform for spiritual gain. So if we are basically like wasting our time in the night also, not really like, so then there's no, how a person really can make any progress there. So this today's human society making everyone as a machine, like,
Yeah.
like in the ear they have like AirPods and they don't listen, they're just talking and listening music. I have seen like many people, they are just all the time they have something in their ear and they don't listen anything, they just in their own world, like listening music or whatever, talking, doesn't matter, but so it's like a machine, in offices and all, they are all working like a machine.
That's what my problem is. Day and night, they just work, and I don't think they're sleeping that much in the daytime. So that is, and then what is that we're getting, making money, and we're not happy with that either.
Yeah, that's a waste. That's what Shukdev Goswami is condemning, like those people, these Gramedis, or the people who are basically involved in these kind of activities. He's saying there's no gain. They will not get
But
any.
in Kali Yuga, without that, we cannot live, Prabhu. Only spiritual thing. And if we don't have any money, can we live in Kali Yuga?
See, do you eat money?
We don't eat money, but like olden days,
Yeah.
we cannot live like that.
So Srimad Bhagavatam says that we live by two prana. There's one prana vayu we have in our body through which we breathe. That's called Anta prana, through which we basically breathe and live. And money is called Bhaya prana. You are correct. In Kali Yuga or in a society, you need some Lakshmi, some money,
Yeah,
to maintain, right? But it is up to us how much we really need that. Srimad Bhagavatam says that we should only desire, or we should only take which is used to maintain your body only, just to maintain body and soul together, not more than that. As I give example that, like in animal society, as soon as they will eat, they will become satisfied and relaxed. They're not worried for what's going to happen in the evening or in the night or tomorrow. So, but in human society is driven by greed, and as they are driven by this attachment that I need to earn for myself and then my family, not for today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next generation. Even person have a lot of money, but they still earning money because they want to leave that money for their children. So they are not even thinking about them, they are thinking about their generation after generation after generation. So this is like they are attaching themselves with this extended family. So this attachment is basically making them so much busy. Rather, like they should earn money which is only required to maintain the body. If they will go beyond than that, that is basically going to indulge into this life. So like Srimad Bhagavatam does not recommend too much hard work to earn money and to maintain like your family. Whatever is there sufficient is available, and we have to we have to trust on Krishna. Krishna will provide. No? If you don't have faith on Krishna, then Krishna is actually arranged for everyone the food in the society. Even the animals, like all the animals and birds, they don't work, but they get their food, right? Living. So, but in human society, as I say, like this is all driven by greed. Prabhupada say that this people are snatching each other's property. They are taking more than what is required for them. everyone have their own quota in like, you know, as Shri Ishoparishad says that everyone has their own quota. We have to take only what is required for us. If we take more than what is required for us, then we are creating problem in the imbalance in the society. And that's what happening. People are trying to grab more and more material resources for them and their family members, so that other person will be going to suffer. And that's create competition and enviness in the society. And that's what happening. This is in today's society. All right. We have one hand raised. Mother Archana Bhaktika. Mataji, you want to add something?
Mother Archana
Hare
Bhakti has
Krishna.
her hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, you nicely answered this point, Prabhuji, the question raised by Mother Vindhyavali. So Mataji said this is Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, we have to work like this. The thing is, the system is such that even if we wanted to live a simple life, if we are under this system, we have to work. We have to work like that. We don't, minimum you have to work for 8 hours, and there's so much competition. You just take the job that you get, and maybe you only get a job which is, and then so it becomes a rat race, and we are forced into this race. So the point is, the system outside is controlled by the modes of passion and ignorance, and as devotees we also get sucked into that system, and this system is not favorable. It is not favorable, conducive for practicing Krishna consciousness. So therefore the solution, again and again Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purports, is to live the natural way of lifestyle, that is Krishna's way of lifestyle. Animals don't face this problem because they don't create their own jobs, their own ways of lifestyle. They follow nature's course. So when we also follow Krishna's way of lifestyle, then that simplified lifestyle, which is in the mode of goodness, will actually facilitate practicing Krishna consciousness. So a step towards that is devotees coming together and living together in devotee communities, Daiva Varnashram community. I just wanted to add that point there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Just wanted to put one point for what materialists say about sleep. The scientists say that actually it's not wasting time, because during the sleep our body regenerates. Actually all the body cells, they die in the normal process, when they regenerate because of the sleep. When you are resting, they are built. So that's the excuse of the scientist, that if you sleep less, you will feel so tired and your body will not maintain properly. Another thing, nowadays there is so much anxiety in the society that people cannot sleep anyway. They have so much anxiety, and I know how many people need sleeping pills. They cannot sleep. So this is the problem. We may say they are sleeping so many hours, but actually they are not sleeping. They have so many worries, and so this thing going on in society because of lack of Krishna consciousness. If they have the complete faith in Krishna that he will provide me, and then you can see the older people in the olden age, how they were sleeping, under the tree or anywhere they will sleep, they will not get bothered. Nowadays, they have very nice beds, very nice air conditioner, still they cannot sleep. So what can be done? This is the bad situation in Kali Yuga. So actually Sukadeva Goswami is properly giving the proper solution to how to take shelter of Krishna, and then we can do chanting and listening, hearing, and smaranam. These three things are most important things. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for a nice answer.
Hare Krishna.
And Rachna Mataji also, she gave very good answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Any other question or
Yes.
comment? All right. So thank you all for joining today morning for Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll end now. Mataji, you have any announcement, or should we wrap it up?
No announcements. We'll meet again tomorrow morning at 7:50.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhasya. Kripa sindhu bhevacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Sant Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. की जय।
Thank you very much, Prabhu.